Hello, everybody. You're listening to Navigating College. I'm your host, Alfred. Navigating College is brought to you by the company Alfred and Friends. To find out more about how you can invest in any one of the subsidiary companies of Alfred and Friends, or to check out our numerous products and services, simply go to alfredandfriends.com. The topic of today's broadcast is your entire future depends on the decisions you make today. Let me say that again. Your entire future depends on the decisions you make today. Let us open our Bibles to the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. I'm reading from the Amplified Classic Version of the Bible. I read, "Be well balanced, temperate, sober of mind, be vigilant and cautious at all times. For that enemy of yours, the devil, roams around like a lion, roaring in fierce hunger, seeking someone to seize upon and devour." Praise the Lord. This is very important, and this is very applicable to you, as a student. As a college student, you have to understand that your future depends on the decisions that you make today. A lot of times, a lot of students, especially college students, they still postpone their future. It hasn't yet dawned on a lot of college students that their life has already started. Students in general, when you look at high school students, they postponed, the seriousness of their future and what they want to be. They look at it as, when I grow up, this is what I will be. But guess what? Everything you are doing right now is going to decide what you will be tomorrow. Every single thing you are doing right now is a building block. It is a brick that you are putting on top another brick that would become the totality of what you are in the future. So don't put off your future like it's in the future. It's so far away. A lot of young people have this mindset. They look at themselves as they are so far from being grown up, and the responsibility of getting married, having children of their own and all of that. Don't look at it as too far away, because everything you are doing right now, you are currently in the process of putting brick upon brick. Every action you take, every thought that comes into your head, every choice that you make is a brick that you are putting on top another brick. Think of it as you are building a Lego. You can either build with your Legos, you can either build a helicopter, you can choose to build a castle, you can choose to build an aeroplane, or a bunch of different things. But what you are building with the choices that you are currently making, by having the friends that you have now in school, by going to the places that you go to, by reading for the amount of time that you choose to read, whether you read sufficiently, you read regularly, or you don't. Every single thing you are doing now will reflect then. If now you are a serious student and you are acquiring a lot of knowledge, even beyond what is being taught. Because guess what? If you learn everything that you are being taught in school, guess what? You are average. Because everything is not taught in school. You are just average. At best, when you think about it and calculate it, there is so much knowledge out there. There's so much information out there. And there's so much more that would help you. If you receive what everybody else receives and what is available to everybody else, you are average. So the totality of what you receive in school, which at the end of the day is not what you receive, because it is not like everybody is going to be A+ and everybody is going to remember everything and retain everything they are taught in school. Let us assume that what is taught in school is actually 100% right, and it is all helpful. That is not the case, but let us assume that. Even if you want to look at things that way, let us assume it is that way. What you have is what is available to everybody else. Therefore, that makes you average. When you are on the same level with everybody else, when you have what everybody else has, when you have been given what everybody has been given, what you have is average. So you have to have certain habits and build certain things, knowing that every single thing you are doing now, every single choice that we are making today as a student is contributing to build your future. and there is no going around it. You cannot be in college or in high school and be playful and be a joke. You take everything as a joke. You read what you want and you are barely making it through. Then expect at the end of the day to come out and be an astronaut. It is not going to happen. The reason why a lot of people are not astronauts right now, the reason why a lot of people are not heading multi-billion-dollar companies right now, the reason why a lot of people do not have the intelligence and the knowledge to build their own world-renowned companies, their own Teslas, their own Amazons, it is because of the choices they made prior to where they are right now. It is because of the choices they made in their past, which right now is, the choices that we are making right now is going to determine that future. So it is up to you. There's no two way around it. You cannot joke around right now with your learning process. You cannot joke around right now with your life, with the kind of friends you have, with the kind of places that you go, with the kind of things that you are learning, and then expect that when the future comes, you are going to be a great businessman or a great business leader or a leader of industry. It's not going to happen. If you are not on the right course today, you are not going to end up at the correct destination tomorrow. The Bible is telling us this. You have to understand these realities. When you look at 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8, it says, "Be well balanced, temperate, sober of mind, be vigilant and cautious at all times." It's very important that you are cautious and vigilant because there are a lot of distractions and there are a lot of lies. Like right now, there are a lot of college students that are preoccupied with protesting. They are preoccupied with so-called social issues. You are not in school to protest social issues. That is not why you are in school. You are not in school to be giving comments about celebrities. You are not in school to be making YouTube videos and be building up your social media following. That is not what you are in school to do. You are going to regret it in the future, when the future comes. Your focus now cannot be on building up your social media presence, and that is put as number one above the knowledge that you should be acquiring, that should be beyond what is being taught in school. And you should have enough of the right information within you that you can be able to rightfully divide and tell which information is outdated, which one is good for you, which one you should actually pick and which one you should actually throw away. Because you cannot just swallow everything that you are told in school and expect to be successful in life. That is another thing. So schooling itself has an inbuilt time bomb. If you do not have the habit and the love for acquiring knowledge beyond school, and if you do not have wisdom and discernment, school will destroy you. Because there are a lot of things that are taught in school that are not helpful. There are a lot of things that are taught in school that are lies. There are a lot of things that are taught in school that are outdated. There are a lot of things that are taught in school that are just straight propaganda. There are a lot of things that are taught in school that are just the opinions of the teacher or the professor. You see, so these are things you have to realize. You have to be vigilant and cautious at all times. And don't take this your time as a student as something that you can look at as something you can while away, as something that doesn't matter, as something that does not contribute to the person that you will be in the future. You are already building the blocks of the adults that you will become right from childhood. So don't take it as a joke, like I can play around now and think that, all your playing around as a student does not have any direct impact on where you will be in the future. Look, if you are not swallowing and consuming knowledge and information that is helpful, that relates to the profession of your dreams, if you are not at the top of it, if you are not in love with that field of study, and you are not at the top of your game of it, you are not going to the websites, reading the trade magazines of that industry, you are not occupied by it, you will never be a leader in it. When you look at people like Bill Gates, when you look at the founding of Microsoft, you see, this guy was into computers. Bill Gates was into computers way beyond what was being taught in his school, such that the teachers used him to teach other students. That was what Bill Gates was doing in high school. Now, in his college years, he was so interested and so into computers that, his friend was excited, brought him the trade magazine for computers, and was talking about how processors, how they were advancing so fast, and how they were, the pace at which the technology was growing. He was so interested in it, and that was actually what motivated him to drop out of school and to work on that technology and take advantage of it. He brought his idea to IBM. IBM looked at it and was offering him a very low price. IBM did not really believe in it. And this shows you he was so passionate and so into it that he believed in it more than the professional at the time. The professional company at the time was IBM. But Bill Gates looked at this and was like, no. IBM did not appreciate and see the potential and the diamond in the stone. IBM did not see the treasure within what Bill Gates saw. And that was how Bill Gates, with his friend, founded the company, Microsoft. You see, if he was not passionate and so into the profession and into that field of study, Microsoft would have never happened, and he would have never been a billionaire. Unfortunately, now he's going the wrong way with his personal life, but that is not the point. What I just want to show you is the power of really being engulfed and being into a field or into what you are doing, and understanding that your presence is your presence is part of your future. Your present is the determinant of your future. If Bill Gates, and he has said it on many occasions, that if he did not drop out of school at that time, that if he stayed, that he doesn't know, somebody else might have taken that idea and run with it. It might have been too late for him. So these are things that you have to realize. The present is very, very important to your future. If Bill Gates looked at it as when I graduate, or when that time comes that I'm out of college, then everything will be okay. So therefore, let me wait. That is not the mentality. When you look at a lot of the people who drop out of schools and start multi-billion-dollar companies, the truth of the matter is that all those people, in spite of the fact that they dropped out of school, they were avid readers. It is not like they dropped out of school and they turned their back on knowledge. A lot of them were chasing an idea and was chasing something, a business plan that they believed they had to do now. They could not wait for the future. And a lot of those people read so much and were so into their field that at the end of the day, they know more about their field of studies than those who graduated. And that is the reality. A lot of the CEOs and a lot of the business leaders who everybody says, these people dropped out of school and they became a billionaire and they became billionaires, they read more books than all those who are in school. It is not like they turned their back on education or on learning or on knowledge. It is a matter of their love for knowledge and education was so much that it made them see possibilities that made the pace of learning in school and the pace at which school works, it made it a limitation to them. That being said, I have a broadcast series called Student Entrepreneur. So you don't have to drop out of school to pursue your entrepreneurial ambitions. And that is what that broadcast series is about, students, entrepreneurs. So you can look for it online, or just go to alfredandfriends.com or any one of my websites like alfred.vip, and you would see some broadcasts there. And I still post, and we still post broadcasts in that broadcast series. So it will help I do different broadcast series to help people in different situations and positions. This broadcast series, Navigating College, is for college students. Students Entrepreneur is for those who are finding it difficult reconciling entrepreneurial ambitions with academic aspirations, getting certain degrees in schools and all of that. So that being said, you must be vigilant. You must be cautious at all times, and understand that for that enemy of yours, the devil roams around like a lion, roaring in fierce hunger, seeking someone he may devour. So that means not only are there distractions, the devil is out there trying to put things as stumbling blocks to help to ensure that you are not making the right decisions today. Therefore, your future will be scattered all over the place or be in chaos. The devil doesn't want you to see that your today is the mother of your tomorrow. So he will throw distractions your way, and you must be vigilant. And he is going to do all that he can. He's roaming around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to seize upon and devour. He's trying to destroy you. And one of those ways that he's going to try to destroy you is by not seeing how your today is currently building and creating your tomorrow. You cannot be that student who is always getting drunk and going to frat parties. You're constantly getting drunk or constantly sleeping around in college right now is a building block you are putting upon a building block for the future you have tomorrow. You are not going to have a different building, a different framework that you have built tomorrow. It is these actions that you are taking today that will create what you have tomorrow. It is just like if you have an exam 6 weeks from now, but you decide to party. When it is now 1 day left or 2 days left, you have wasted so much time. What do you have left? Now you now struggle to read. Your performance is going to be very poor as compared to if you had taken it serious from the beginning and had a good timetable and good time management plan to give enough time that will be devoted to studies. There are things that you must do, and it's very important that you take note of that. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 33 to 34 says, that's Proverbs 24, 33 to 34. The King James Version, it says, "Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travelleth, and thy wants as an armed man." You see, so you cannot afford to sleep, a little slumber. There is no period of your life that is irrelevant. There is no period of the age bracket of your life that you can take time out to play and to squander it. You can't say that, well, I am just within the ages of 13 to 16, so I can do whatever I want with my life. I will get serious about my life and my future and what I want to be later on in life. You cannot say, well, I'm in college or I'm between the ages of, 16 to 25, so I can wallow. Let me just pick 1 or 2 years to wallow away. You can't do that, because a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come upon thee as one that travelleth, and thy want as an armed man. Remember, the devil is roaming around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. So when he sees that weakness in your armor, when he sees that period of weakness, that period that you have taken time out to sleep, the devil is going to take advantage of it and come for you. So you cannot afford to sleep. You cannot afford to fold your arms. You cannot afford to take a break. You cannot afford to look at certain periods of your life as well. Let me relax. I'll be an adult in the future. I still have so many years for me to be an adult. No. Right now, everything you are doing is a building block upon a building block that is currently in the process of building the adults that you will be in the future. You know? So this is something you must realize. Let us say that, for example, as a student, during the holiday periods, you take a break to learn a new language. And let's say that you did that ever since junior high. And now you know 5 languages. Guess what? As an adult, you'll be an adult who knows 5 languages, in addition to whatever else you will learn. But let us say that during that period, you were playing around. Guess what? You'll be an adult who does not know those 5 languages. You see, so this is something that you have to realize. Every single thing that you are doing right now is a part of the adult that you are going to be tomorrow in the future. So that is it for this broadcast. If you are listening to this broadcast and you've not given your life to Jesus Christ, make sure you go to alfredandfriends.com, click on the salvation prayer link in the main menu, and a page will come out that has the prayer of salvation. Say that prayer and give your life to Jesus Christ. Thank you and God bless you.